Hello and welcome back to the vlog, you all. If you're new here, hi, my name is Dominique. My husband's name is Thelonious, and we kind of have a mini stead. Well, not kinda. No, we have a mini stead. We have quail and we have 3 garden spaces. I'm more of the grower and he is definitely the chef. If you are widow or have been widowed, just know that we pray for you because I have shared that experience. All right, here's the vlog. Okay, so I just peeled all this garlic, and remember, my garlic was from Sam's Club or Costco, one of the two, and I just decided to plant it. And look how many cloves of garlic I came away with. I don't remember how many cloves I planted, but this is several garlic heads that I've come away with. But I also have all of this good, I'm gonna call it garlic hay, and I'm gonna go mulch my sweet potatoes with it because Japanese beetles have been eating them, and this still has a very pungent smell to repel them. That's good.
Father God, we give you thanks.
Somebody please staring at her pancakes.
There's some more in there.
Bought this organic mulch because I didn't want a lot of weed seeds or grass seeds, and these beds have organic soil, so but the heat is just obliterating any moisture in these beds, and they're doing fantastic. I have peppers, marigolds, tomatillos, cucumbers, and tomatoes planted in this bed. That one only has a tomato, but what I'm noticing is they're just getting super dry, and my eggplant, so I really need to mulch. So I'm gonna mulch. I can already tell I may or may not like this. It has some big chunks, but hopefully these will break down and just add to the soil health. Pumping you guys. Now I want to mulch these guys. And if I decide to plant in them, I will just slide the mulch out the way. Because these guys take a lot of sun, even though they are self-watering. I have noticed that when they dry out, it's pretty critical. So I'm gonna go ahead and mulch them. This mulch is going a very long way. The bottom ones I'm not going to mulch right now because I planted a few seeds in them. Okay. So I want to mulch these front 3 garden beds because they get so dry with the sunlight, especially this front one. All right, hello and welcome back to the vlog. If you hear noise in the background, there's acreage behind us, and this is the day the tractor's mowing, so we're just gonna roll with it. All right, let's get started with the Room Essentials garden screen, which I call my bean screen. Obviously, it is doing fantastic. Look at there. We have beans that I've trained. They want to grow up, but I trained them to trellis down and then grow up so that they vine. Here's an example. I clip them so they'll grow down and then go back up so that the vines will get all over here. Hopefully, I just wet this all up. I did, I mulched these top few beds so that they would stop losing water so quickly, and that worked because these beans have not wilted on me again. It has gotten really hot, like 90s, and so I'm glad I did that. These little sprouts, I did not, these are cucumber sprouts, and I did not mulch them because I was expecting them to pop up through the soil. We're gonna switch from this side really quick and go over to the other side. Over here is my avocado tree, and I got this tree, believe it or not, for 25 bucks. This big tree. I'm not sure what size grower's pot that is, but it's pretty doggone big. Might be like a 15-gallon grower's pot. I got this tree for 25 bucks because the nursery owner had just pulled it out of the warehouse from the year before, and it was just sickly looking. It had barely any leaves on it, and I said I'll go ahead and take it. Now I do think it is a sickly tree, and it has some sort of it might have some sort of disease going on with it. If you see the black right there, and I just saw some mold over here, so this is kind of a work in progress, but at least I only paid 25 bucks for it, and it's a really tall tree. So it's over 5'5". I'd say it's about 5'7". Okay, here we have I forget what this is because it hadn't produced, the Miniello Tanginello, and that is a cross, I think, between a tangerine and an orange. This blossomed just a few blossoms. It did not set fruit this year. Companion planted with it, I have some African violet basil. This stuff is awesome, and it has a great smell to it. Here I still don't know what this tree is, but it produces something that's kind of like a cutie orange. And I thought it had fruit on it, but maybe it doesn't. I know it had blossomed. I guess it did not set fruit. It gave me fruit last year, but it has not given me any fruit. Oh, yep, it did. It has one little fruit over here. So it did set fruit. This right here is the June plum. This is difficult to manage because it likes to be dry and it doesn't like a lot of water, but it's getting too dry, and so it's dropped a ton of its leaves. It does have fruit on it. This plant, I believe, is from Thailand. I'll put it on the screen if I'm wrong. And it has a lot of other little fruit over here. I don't know how this thing is going to survive. This is like on a wing and a prayer. Over here, this was actually my Calmanden, that my beloved Calmanden, that the pot froze, and the Calmanden was grafted onto a rootstock. The Calmanden graft died, but the original rootstock is still alive. So I think this is some kind of lemon or orange tree. And we'll just see. I just let it grow, let it come back to see what it's going to be. And this is also another tree that I had to cut back because of the frost this year. In the back, of course, is my Mayer lemon, and she's doing fantastic. She has several lemons on her. I don't remember. Maybe she dropped some fruit. Everybody might have dropped because it's been so hot, and keeping up with the watering I have not been doing. I don't see the other fruit. Thought she had some other fruit. Maybe it's just camouflaged in, but she at least has one on her. I need to do a better job of keeping up with watering. This plant over here, this Miwa Kumquat, is just stellar. Look at all the fruit on this plant. And of course, the pollinators love it because it stays in bloom. This is the happiest plant. There's actually a bee sleeping right there. You see her taking a nap. So I just love this plant. it is just, it has flowers on it all the time. Pollinators love it, and it produces a ton of fruit. All right, over in this part of the garden. Okay, you know I have the green stalk over here in the corner, and I have just planted this with herbs. I have dill. My husband requested dill to make a sauce for salmon. I actually have some overwintered, what is this? Oh, I always forget what it's called. I put it on the screen, I cannot remember. But this overwintered, and some of my lettuce made it through the winter. I've added in some mint, which is going everywhere like mint does. There are actually some carrots in here from that overwintered, and of course I have cutting celery, which has produced some seeds. I'm letting it go to seed. That's all that's in there. I plan to add more lettuces and herbs in here. I just hadn't gotten around to it. Right here I have my Ikebana eggplant, and it's just interspersed with some onions and leeks. In this front bed, this is my first Tractor Supply bed, I have planted, I just have the water running because I hardly get out here. I have a couple of peppers, longhorn pepper, and I also have my husband's favorite cayenne pepper. I have a fantastic tomatillo growing right there. I have some marigolds that have yet to bloom, and of course I have the silver fir tree tomato plant. And you know it's not good for the water to be hitting that, but I'm just trying to water and get out of here because it's hot. I don't do hot and I don't do cold. I just like it in between. Stepping back, you can see that I have several sunflowers popping up. Some of them are getting eaten up, but for the most part they're okay. But I have sunflowers here, here, there, and there. And right here are a few strawberries. Now in the back I have hydrangeas. I did nothing to them. There's hydrangeas, and there's a mum that I got from Costco one year, and I said, well, I'll just plant it because it's a perennial, and it's huge now. Over to the side in my Aldi green stalk hack planters, these need to be refilled with dirt, and I don't think I'm going to do that this year. But in the tops, I just planted cucumbers. I mulched on top so that we could retain some moisture during the day, because the sun, this is the south garden, so it gets hit with the sun. And my cucumbers are doing much better. That one died prior to the mulching, but look at there. In the back are my absolute favorite bean, the asparagus bean. Okay, it is loud down here, but we're just gonna head right on down. So the first thing you see are the blueberry bushes. We have harvested these, I think, 3 times. And oh, they're ready for another harvest. My goodness gracious. We'll probably get out here and do another harvest tomorrow. And we have been eating these guys up continually, and you just can't help but get one and have a bite. They're very good. The longer the season goes, the better they taste. We definitely have to come out and harvest tomorrow. And I love these broken branches with the dried blueberries on them because I use them for decor. So that's awesome. But these guys are delicious, delicious treats, and we have enjoyed them with pancakes like you saw, I think this vlog. Pancakes, blueberry pie. Something that rarely gets talked about is this gigantic fig tree. And I like to call it Swiss Family Robinson. I cut it, and there's a long branch like it's a Swiss Family Robinson tree you could live in, but it's massive and it has a ton of figs. So fig season, you guys will see us doing fig things because there are hundreds of figs out here. This is the lower garden. So with the, oh my gosh, wow. I don't know how close I can get. Butterfly was absolutely stunning, and I have not seen her out here before. Okay, so this is the lower garden, and it goes all the way up here. We'll start back here and work our way up. So in the very back, you can see that there is corn growing. These are the 200 green bean plants that are planted in, oh, I can't remember. We'll just say 12 square feet, 24 square feet total. In the back, I've planted some cucumbers and additional patty pan squash. And in the very, very back corner right there, I planted some burgundy bush beans. These bush beans right here are the Blue Lake bush, my favorite type of bush beans. Wow, she is back. This butterfly, y'all, just has me captivated. Okay, moving right along. This is, ooh, this needs some water. Water is a thing out here. This is my persimmon tree, and I'm trying to show you. It has several persimmons, and I need to water before it drops all of them. And it also has some sunflowers in it. My husband's coming down from the upper garden to take a picture of this butterfly. I don't talk much about the koi pond, but the koi pond has just lots of ornamental plants around it. It's actually really beautiful. Keeping it running is a whole nother issue. It was here when we bought the house, but it's beautiful when it's running. But it has some volunteers as well. This right here is a elderberry plant tree, and I look forward to harvesting those to make cough syrups. Okay, moving on up, we have the sweet potato starts that I planted, and I mulched them with what I call the garlic hay, or the garlic greens, to keep away bugs because they were getting really inundated with bugs. So I have a bunch of sweet potato starts. I'm hoping for good sweet potatoes. Here is a pot of Blue Lake bush beans. I've harvested off of this 3 or 4 times and need to harvest it again. Everything down here is doing fantastic. I have this loquat tree, which has never done anything, and it's just kind of here. And of course, mint, wherever you plant it, it's gonna thrive. In the back, I have, what are those? Pomegranate. That is a pomegranate, sorry, right there. And of course, the leeks you saw my husband harvest. That butterfly has us both mesmerized. Okay, so upstairs, the first thing you're gonna notice is I have installed some irrigation. Now this irrigation, I just went to Ace the Helpful Place and it was on sale. It was 3 sprinklers. They go from here, over to here, over to here. These 3 water everything out here. So I'm gonna start at the front. Ooh, you guys are caught. I'm gonna start at the front and work my way back. There is where I put the sweet potato. There is some overwintered turmeric in those pots. That is the thicker leaves. The vines are the sweet potatoes still giving me starts. In these front 2 Aldi green stalk hacks, I have strawberries, and on top basil or thyme. In this back here is the actual green stalk, and it's strawberries on top and a bit of basil on bottom. You guys know these are the dormage, or the quail. They are still kicking it in there. Don't pay any attention to this. This is why you hadn't seen this in a while, because I got to do some home renovating for them. We have lots of strawberries that are doing well. On top are my starts getting rooted. Still have some olive trees living over here, and basil. In this front bed, I planted lemon boy tomatoes and poblano peppers. The poblanos aren't doing very well because they're shaded by the tall marigolds and lemon boy tomatoes. In the back, I have some, I believe those are Yvonne Fouquet tomatoes in this back planter. Now these are Keter raised bed gardens. The back 2 have the little shelf under them. These front ones don't, and they're in the basket weave pattern. Right here, I planted DeLuca tomatoes, which is a paste type tomato, and purple peppers. Again, the peppers are in the middle. They're not doing very well. Hopefully towards the fall, when they can get some sun, they'll be all right. Over here, I had some, oh, what are these? I think these are yellow, like a cherry type tomato. Can't remember, not sure. Something's gonna grow here and we'll know when it grows. And in the back are the Yvonne Fouquet, which are extremely tall, and I really like those guys. Oh, and here's some hyssop. I haven't figured out anything to do with this. If you guys know anything to do with hyssop, let me know. Smells great though. I think I'm gonna snag this tomato. Yeah, look at that. Wonderful. Thank you all for joining me on this end of June garden tour. The Lord bless and keep you and make his face shine upon you. Until next time.